bright adventurers and clever grown-ups. Welcome to Enchanted Paws Storytime, where magical tales come alive through the paws of our furry friends. I'm so glad you're here. Get comfy, snuggle in with your favorite blanket, and let your imagination run free. Because right now, we're heading into a world of fun, friendship, and fantastic surprises. Are you ready to explore with us? Let's jump into our story.
Title: A Day at Crystalline Cove. On a bright, breezy morning in Wigglytail Woods, Ophelia the little grey cat stirred from her favourite windowsill perch, feeling an extra pep in her step. As she gazed through the barn window, she caught the shimmer of sunlight dancing on distant water. Crystalline Cove, a hidden lake rumoured to have the softest sandy beach in all the land. Thrilled by the sight, Ophelia dashed over to her big tabby brother Barnabus, who lounged on a cosy pile of blankets.
"Let's go see the lake!"
she mewed, whiskers trembling. Barnabus, sleepy-eyed yet ever sweet, blinked curiously.
"A beach day, Fish?"
he asked, imagining warm sunbeams and a chance to stretch his paws on the shore without overthinking every step. Their bulldog friend Darwin overheard and bounded in from outside, snorting enthusiastically.
Woof! Did someone say water and sand? Count me in.
Gathering supplies for a beach adventure, Ophelia packed her prize cheese snacks. Darwin snagged a few extra biscuits just in case, and Barnabas carried a soft blanket, hoping to nap on the warm sand. Together, they trotted beyond the barnyard, following a winding trail that led them past cheerful wildflowers and through tall, waving grasses. The morning sun felt deliciously toasty on their fur, and a gentle breeze carried the sweet smell of pine mixed with hints of fresh water. Barnabas purred with every step, Darwin wagged his stubby tail, and Ophelia's curiosity sparkled in her wide eyes. Eventually the forest gave way to a clearing, and there it was, Crystalline Cove, a placid lake with water so clear they could see shimmering pebbles beneath the surface. A sandy beach stretched along the water's edge, softly curving around the shoreline like a giant golden smile. Small waves lapped at the shore, leaving behind patterns in the sand that glistened under the sunlight.
"It's beautiful,"
Ophelia whispered, padding closer until the cool sand squished between her paws. Darwin raced ahead like a tiny bulldozer, sending clumps of sand flying as he skidded and barked in glee. Barnabas approached more cautiously, testing the sand to be sure it was stable and not too hot for his delicate paws. Once they found a perfect spot under the shade of a leaning willow tree, Barnabas rolled out his beloved blanket. Darwin immediately dropped his biscuits on top, as though claiming the space as their base camp. Meanwhile, Ophelia ventured down to the water's edge. She had never felt sand so soft it almost tickled. She battered at the gentle waves, giggling when tiny fish darted near her paws. Behind her, Barnabas settled on the blanket, sighing contentedly in the warm breeze. Though he sometimes worried about new places, the calm lake and friendly sunshine soothed his nerves. Darwin, on the other hand, charged straight in. He splashed into the shallows, bulldozing through gentle waves with snorts of laughter. Water droplets flew everywhere, spraying Barnabas and Ophelia with a fine mist.
"Hey!"
Barnabas chided playfully, wiping the droplets off his whiskers, but he couldn't hide a smile. Ophelia pounced beside Darwin, mewing with excitement at the refreshing coolness on her fur. Darwin, still snorting happily, used his stout legs to tromp around, chasing ripples left by his own splashing. Soon the three friends discovered a trove of small colourful stones littering the water's edge. They sparkled like tiny gems. Ophelia gently scooped up a few, marvelling at the patterns swirling inside the translucent rocks. Darwin sniffed them, half expecting to find a cheesy smell hidden somewhere. Barnabas carefully placed a couple on the blanket, thinking they'd make a nice souvenir of their beach day. Perhaps he'd show them off in the barn later or keep one on his favourite pillow. After their rock-collecting fun, Barnabas decided it was time for a well-deserved nap in the sun. With the soft beach blanket under his belly and the willow tree's shade overhead, he felt utterly content. Darwin, still restless, spotted a sandy stretch perfect for digging. He panted excitedly, nose to the ground, and in no time had a growing hole, spraying sand over his shoulder and occasionally over Barnabus, who grumbled and flicked his ears to shake off the grains. Ophelia stifled a laugh, stepping aside so she wouldn't get pelted by a sand shower. Eventually, Darwin's digging stopped when he unearthed something peculiar. A small wooden box with a faded design etched on the lid. Though it didn't look very fancy, curiosity overwhelmed the trio. Carefully wiping away clumps of sand, they lifted the lid to reveal an assortment of pretty shells. A seashell necklace, a few spiral-shaped souvenirs, and a folded piece of old parchment.
Wow.
Ophelia breathed. Barnabus leaned in, peering at the strange, swirling lines drawn on the parchment. Darwin gave a curious snort, tilting his head. While the parchment didn't look like a typical treasure map, it hinted at some past visitor who cherished these shells enough to bury them for safekeeping. Deciding this was a gift from the lake's past, they gently placed the shells back inside, except for one small pinkish shell they planned to keep as a memory of this special day. The rest stayed in the box, reburied carefully so the next curious creature could enjoy the find.
It's like leaving behind a hidden surprise.
Barnabas mused, wagging his tail in satisfaction. By noon, the sun reached its peak, and the three friends indulged in a beach picnic. Ophelia offered Darwin a chunk of her cheese, much to his drooling delight, while Barnabas savoured a strip of chicken, purring happily between mouthfuls. The breeze kept them cool under the willow's leafy canopy, and the gentle waves lulled them into a blissful state of relaxation. They told stories of earlier adventures, like chasing magical butterflies and meeting kind forest spirits, and daydreamed about what lay beyond Wigglytail Woods. When the afternoon sunlight softened, they decided to take a final wade in the lake. This time, Barnabas joined in more confidently, letting the water lap at his fur. Darwin attempted to swim a little, paddling like a determined motorboat. Ophelia took a careful approach, balancing on the sandy shallows. Together they laughed and splashed, forging memories as shining as the crystals in the cove's water. As dusk approached, and the sky turned gold and pink, they packed up. Barnabas rolled up his sandy blanket, promising himself a thorough grooming session later. Darwin sniffed around for any last-minute treasures, and Ophelia gazed out over the shimmering lake, storing the beautiful scene in her heart. The three friends began their trek back home, fur damp but spirits soaring. All through the walk, they recounted their favourite moments. The bright stones, the hidden shell box, the refreshing waves, and Barnabas's half-sandy nap. At last, the barn came into view, warm light shining from the windows. Wigglytail Woods felt especially welcoming at twilight, full of soft rustling leaves and the promise of a good night's rest after such a lively day. Even as they settled into their usual spots, Ophelia by the windowsill, Barnabas on his plush blankets, and Darwin curled in a doggy bed of straw, the gentle hush of the lake lingered in their minds. They fell asleep, recalling the sparkle of the water, the touch of sun-warmed sand, and the laughter that echoed along Crystalline Cove's shore. In the cosy barn they dreamed about next time, because surely an adventure so full of fun would beckon them back to the shimmering beach again soon.